What's up? This is Greggatron. Got a bodybuilding video for y'all today. This video is about my favorite bodybuilder. As you can see in the thumbnail, my favorite bodybuilder is Ronnie Coleman. And here's why. Let's talk about this dude's physique first, right? So Ronnie Coleman looked like an alien from outer space. Like, he was not a human, right? Like, this dude looks like he was drawn from a comic book artist. Like, at the time, no one had been that big before, except for Dorian Yates, give or take. Because Dorian Yates did take it to a whole nother level when it came to mass and size and density. But Ronnie took that stuff to the next level. Like, if Dorian Yates achieved Super Saiyan, Ronnie Coleman achieved Super Saiyan 2. But when you look at these pictures and these videos of this dude, like, even to this day, it's like nothing that's ever been seen before or done before. Like, it's just insane. This dude was 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", and he just had just crazy density, just striations everywhere. I mean, his back, probably the greatest back of all time. Kind of like how Arnold had the greatest chest of all time. Ronnie had the greatest back of all time. Like, they make TV shows and different cartoons like Baki the Grappler. There's a character in that show who they made, but they based him off Ronnie Coleman and another bodybuilder. But yeah, I can talk about Ronnie all day, but so he did change the game in that way. And I don't just like him because he won 8 Mr. Olympia titles. I like him for real because he made working out fun. Like, he really loved bodybuilding, and he still bodybuilds. Well, he still works out to this day, several years later, but he made it something special. Like, it was fun to him. It wasn't even a job anymore. It was just like a habit, like a hobby. But I think Kevin Leroney had asked him, like, why do you do this, man? What pushes you? And he just said, because I love doing it, man. I love bodybuilding. And Kevin's just like, yeah, that's when I knew, man. This dude really loves bodybuilding. But let's talk about this dude's workouts real quick. So he was probably the strongest bodybuilder of all time, too. Like, this dude lifted crazy amount of weight. Like, stuff that only a power lifter would lift. And I believe he was lifting in high school as far as powerlifting goes. He was on the football team. But this dude lifted such crazy weight that others said, I believe it was Dorian Yates has said, as a bodybuilder, there was no reason for him to be lifting weight that heavy. But again, that goes back to Ronnie taking it to a whole nother level. It's like, yeah, a lot of these guys test themselves and they push themselves, but Ronnie was pushing himself so far because not only did he have good genetics, but he would just push everything to the extreme, and he didn't care the results. He just wanted to do it because he loved doing it. And it's like he wasn't proving it to anybody else. It's like he was proving it to himself. But when I see some of the lifts he used to do, like the 800-pound squats, 2 reps, and the 2,000-something pound leg press, like just crazy stuff, like dumbbells, 200 plus pounds on the bench press, the flat bench. Like, he was pressing stuff and lifting stuff that no one has any business doing. The guy who owns the gym that he trained at he said at one point he had to get heavier weights because the weights that Ronnie was training with weren't heavy enough. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy stuff like that. Like, and this is in between, the mid to late 90s to mid 2000s. But the dude was just crazy. Like I said, he made it fun. It was entertaining. It was a show. But the most special thing about it is he loved doing it. Like, that goes above everything else. He really loved doing this. And the dedication, like, I saw a video where he's talking about sacrifice. This dude sacrificed his whole life for bodybuilding. Like, he was saying in one video he didn't have that many friends because he couldn't keep them because they were like partying and stuff. And he didn't have time for that. He couldn't go to the movies with his family. Like, he couldn't do stuff that ordinary people do, like family functions, cookouts, that sort of thing. He wouldn't even go to those type of events because he had to eat every 3 or 4 hours. And if he missed a meal, it would throw his whole schedule off. So his diet was to the T. And I respect that. I mean, this dude was no joke. Like, he was not playing around. Like, he was like a mad scientist when it came to this. But yeah, the sacrifice was just crazy. But probably my favorite thing about Ronnie Coleman is he has no regrets, right? So over the years, he had surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. Because from pressing all that weight, those leg presses and those deadlifts and stuff, it basically messed up his back. So he had all these surgeries, and I think he can walk okay now, but not too long ago he had those little crutches. Not the normal crutches that you get when you like have a knee surgery, but he has the walkers that he uses to walk. But he never regretted anything. So that's my favorite thing about it. Like, he said if he could do it all over again, he would try to do even more. Like, so this dude doesn't even care that he can hardly walk right. All he knows is he loves doing it. Like, the dude is like a machine. Like, normal people don't think this way about what it is they do. You know, the dude really is like a superhero, to me anyway. Just crazy. Like, no regret, no apology, pushing everything to the limit. I mean, the judges loved him, the fans loved him, they still do. But I also like how he encourages other people. Like, even now that he's retired years ago, he'll still like encourage other people, like train people here and there, and he's just a champion because you still see him around like Arnold and other people. You still see him at events, but just his whole presence. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? His whole charisma, as far as just that icon. Like, oh, Ronnie Coleman's here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, snap. The king is here. They call him the king for a reason. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's called The King. It's about him. It's like an hour and a half. I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, he's like the dude bodybuilders look at. Like, even if you're not a quote-unquote bodybuilder, even if you just like to go to the gym, everybody knows this dude. Everybody's seen him at least one point in time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got physique, we got his workouts. It was fun. The dedication he had, the sacrifice. Ooh, I forgot to mention something. But I like his story too, because he never wanted to be Mr. Olympia or anything like that. he was just in good shape when he was younger, and he went to this gym, and he met the manager, and this guy says, "Are you competing?" And he's like, "What? No." And the manager tells him, "If you compete, I'll let you work out here for free." And I guess Ronnie didn't have a lot of money at the time, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll train here for free." But he had no intentions of winning any type of titles or anything like that. All he knew was he was strong and he liked to work out. So that I respect the most, or at least maybe the second most. The first most was that he had no regrets. But I mean, it's just crazy. He was a police officer at one point in time. He quit being a cop because he had to put all his eggs into one basket, and that was bodybuilding. But I got nothing bad to say about him. Like, yes, when you're in the gym, be careful. Don't lift crazy stuff that you're not qualified to lift, because even the best of the best, like Ronnie, even he could hurt himself. Or not that he hurt himself while working out, but his back got tore up like after the fact. You know, so always be careful in the gym, but that's a different video. But yeah, man, I might make a video of my top 5. We'll see. But yeah, shout out to Ronnie Coleman. All right, peace.